again, and welcome to our Health is Wealth food demo. We're going to be talking right now about salads, and we're going to be talking about some salad dressing. But before we get into that, Daryl's going to share with us some beautiful statements about food preparation. My love?
Okay. Let's read this one. It says, let our people, that's us, let our people discard all unwholesome recipes. Let them learn how to live healthfully, teaching to others what they have learned. Let them impart this knowledge as they would Bible instruction. And further on, let them teach the people to preserve the health and increase the strength by avoiding the large amount of cooking that has filled the world with chronic invalids. By precept and example, make it plain that the food which God gave Adam in his sinless state is the best for man's use as he seeks to regain that sinless state. So according to this statement, the food that God gave Adam before sin is the best for man's use. And what kind of food did Adam and Eve have before sin entered?
That was raw food.
It was raw.
In fact,
food.
we cannot find any evidence in the book of Genesis that Adam and Eve were cooking their food before sin. They were eating the fruits right off the trees. They were eating the green leafy vegetables right out of the garden. And this is the best food for man's use, according to Ellen G. White. Amazing statement.
And
Next.
according to this next statement, it says that the one who understands the art of properly preparing food and who uses this knowledge is worthy of higher commendation than those engaged in any other line of work. This talent should be regarded as equal in value to 10 talents, for its right use has much to do with keeping the human organism in health. Because so inseparably connected with life and health, it is the most valuable of all gifts.
Wow, that's taken from Counsels in Diet and Foods, page 251. So it's amazing that, oftentimes we think of the evangelist as the one who has the best gifts of all. But according to this quotation, it says that being able to prepare healthy food is the most valuable of all gifts, and it's equal to 10 talents. Wow, that is really a different perspective, isn't it?
Yes, and according to the previous statement, if we learn how to prepare and eat live food, which is the food that Adam and Eve had before sin, that's the best for us. So
Yes.
it is our burden to share with people how to eat how to eat live food,
Mm-hmm.
and how to do it, and share some insights and some recipes that they can use so that they can eat more and more raw food or
Mm-hmm.
live food,
Mm-hmm.
because it's very, very important. In fact, a lot of people start eating healthy, eating vegetarian or vegan, and they fail at it. Why? Because first of all, they eat way too much cooked food. And let's not expect life out of death, right? Dead food is dead food. That means, no more enzymes. Enzymes are dead, and then you lose 25 to 75% vitamins and minerals when you cook your food. So I'm not saying we have to eat 100% raw, but we should eat more and more live food or raw food.
Honey, I read recently on the internet, there's a man by the name of David Wolf, and he was lecturing, and he was saying that those who eat 51% cooked food and only 49% raw food, their body goes into leukocytosis, which is basically where your white blood cells become more active, as if you have an infection in your body or as if there's an intruder in your immune system. But those who eat 51 or more percent raw food and 49% or less cooked food, their body does not go into leukocytosis. That is astounding discovery. And it has been shown through clinical experience with people that have used the Gershman therapy and other natural treatments for cancer that raw food actually boosts the immune system, also reverses cancer, even advanced or late stage cancers in many cases. Tumors shrink when people are eating raw diet and they're juicing and getting this concentrated dosage of vitamins, minerals, and live enzymes in their natural state. That is really powerful information, I tell you. Amazing.
Actually, we can attest to that because we did experience how it's like, because we experiment. Originally, it was just an experiment. It was supposed to be an experiment. We wanted to eat raw food for a year. For a year only. Actually, it started for a month, I think.
Yeah, we did raw food diet just as kind of like a cleanse, you know. We would eat raw foods for like a month, and then we'd go back to eating cooked food, and we'd feel so terrible. And then we'd eat raw food for 6 weeks or 2 months, and then we'd eat cooked food again, and we'd think, oh, we just feel so, our energy levels would go down, and we wouldn't feel that great. And so we finally went to this health crusade that was being held in the United States. And we met a man there, and he was eating a raw diet for like 20 years. And I said, really? That's amazing. He said, oh, yeah. He says, you got to eat your salads. And he was lecturing us. And I was thinking, wow, this guy's really amazing. And then we decided, we shared this information with her parents and my children. We have 4 kids. And we said, hey, guys, why don't we try this as an experiment? And they said, okay, Daddy, let's do it. So we decided to go on a 100% raw diet for 1 year, just as an experiment to see what happened. We said, well, if we feel terrible and we start falling apart and our health gets worse, we'll quit right away, you know? So we started eating a raw diet, and we did it for a whole year, and we felt so good and so much energy. I was calling my friends on the phone, alam mo, maganda to, you should eat this kind of raw food. And they were like, uh-oh, Brother James is at it again, you know? Because I was all fired up and excited about it, you know? And they're thinking,
It looks like he was high.
Yeah, as if I'm on drugs, you know? But I wasn't on drugs, you know? I was eating live food. And I felt so good. And I tell you, it was an astounding experience. And we felt so good, honey,
Yes.
that tell them how long we continued eating a raw diet after our children went back to eating cooked food after a year. Tell them how many years we ate raw diet.
We actually did it for 5 years.
5 years.
And
We ate 100% raw diet for 5 years. That means no kamote, no rice, no potatoes, no pasta, no cooked food for 5 years. And I tell you, I had energy levels like I never experienced in my entire life. It was an astounding
Yes.
experience.
You don't feel sleepy.
Yeah.
Ever. You don't feel sleepy at all. And we only required 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, and I'm an 8 to 9 hour person. If I don't get my 8 or 9 hours of sleep, I feel horrible. But you know what? We don't tell people you have to eat a raw diet, okay? We did that as an experiment. My wife was having some health issues at the time, and I was having a few things going on. And so we decided, oh, let's just do this as like a cleanse thing, you know? And so we did that, and it worked great. But being that we're living here in the Philippines and our ministry is based here now, we don't have as many green leafy vegetables or cruciferous vegetables that will take the place of some of the other foods that you would normally eat. So we don't encourage that in this country. We do tell people you should eat salads with every meal. That's the point of what we're sharing here. We're not saying that you need to eat a raw diet. That's probably not the best thing for people in this country. However,
If you have cancer.
if you have
If you have
cancer,
cancer.
you should be eating about a 90% raw diet, because that's a very deadly disease, and it will eat your cancer. And when you eat a lot of cooked food, it will feed your cancer cells and make your tumors grow, and it'll just, you know. So basically, that's a therapeutic diet, more of a therapeutic diet than anything else. So we just encourage people, make sure that you eat a lot of salad with every meal so that you're getting plenty of raw food. And of course, you eat your fruits. So we need to get those enzymes. We need to get that live food in our body. That's very important.
Okay. So the recipe that we're going to show you will encourage you to eat more raw food, because what we're going to make right now is a salad dressing.
Yes.
Salad dressing that is homemade.
Right.
It's not high in fat and cholesterol, because the salad dressings that are out there that you buy from the grocery stores are loaded with fat and cholesterol, and of course they sit on the shelf for years and who knows how long. So we're pretty sure it's loaded with preservatives also.
And
chemicals.
usually they put refined sugar and MSG, or bechin, okay, in Tagalog. And the vetchin is a brain toxin. It eats your brain cells. It's very, very bad for your health. They put it under different names like spices, natural flavors, flavor enhancer, things like that. Those are different names for vetchin. And the food industry is allowed to do that by the governments because they say this is natural. They think that vetchin is natural, but it's not really natural. Okay. So if we eat our salad, let's take, for instance, this salad. This is a beautiful salad, but just to eat that like it is, that looks pretty dry, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And so we want to put a really nice, beautiful, healthy salad dressing on this salad to make it palatable or tasty or delicious, okay? So what are we going to do now, honey?
Okay, so in the blender we will put, I forgot to put in a slide the recipe, but it's okay. We're going to put buko meat. So what we're going to use is buko meat for as base because it's actually a natural fat. It's a nut. Because, you know, in the United States, I was using almonds, cashews, that's fine.
Okay.
So right. And, but then when we came here to the Philippines, nuts are very expensive, like the almonds and the cashews. Mm-hmm. And so the Lord gave me the idea to use coconut because
why?
And then the Lord reminded me of the song. The coconut nut is a giant nut. And I said, oh, that's right. Coconut is a nut.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look the same as the other nut because it's bigger.
Right.
But it is a nut. So
now some people are concerned that this is a lot of fat. I mean, you're putting coconut in there, and you're going to use gatat, which is coconut milk. But what they don't understand is that plant-based fats do not clog your arteries, okay? They don't stick to your arteries like the meat and the animal proteins and the animal fats. Those are the ones that clog our body. You can eat buko and coconut all day and avocados and non-fried peanuts, you know, like mani nilaga or even raw peanuts, and it won't hurt your body. It's a free-flowing fat that is intended for the human body, and they do not clog your arteries. But if you cook those fats, like you cook ginataan or you fry your peanuts, that's not a good thing, and that will clog your arteries, okay? So we don't want to fry our oils or even our plant-based fats. We want to have them in their raw state, and that's what we're using now is raw fats, plant-based fats. Okay, so we have coconut, and we're going to put our coconut milk, gata.
So,
okay.
You know,
How much are we going to put in there?
Instead of oil, then we would use the fresh, pure coconut
You're
milk.
going to do the whole thing?
Yes,
okay.
do the whole thing.
All right, we'll put all of that in there.
Yep. In fact, you might need to put a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then,
okay.
with that, we're going to add garlic. I'm going to put 2 garlic here because the garlic is kind of small. And then this red bell pepper.
Yeah, you know, interesting. We're here in central Philippines right now, and they have these little bell peppers. They're very small. In Luzon, where we live, we're used to the big lara. They call it lara in Tagalog, the big red bell pepper. But it's basically the same fruit. I thought these were kind of cute, you know. But anyway, so we have several of those. We want to take the seeds out because the seeds can be very spicy hot, like the sili, you know. So you want to remove that. Yeah, sometimes they're really hot. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. All right, we'll go ahead and put all this bell pepper in there. And that will give it some nice color. And it gives us a little bit cheesy flavor. And it will be like a Thousand Island dressing, actually. And then we have here on our plate what we call muscovado sugar. Now, we do not encourage people to use white sugar. Remember, sugar comes from sugar cane. What color is the sugar cane? Brown. How does brown sugar cane become white sugar? Of course, through a chemical process. They put bleach in that, they put chemicals in it, and it becomes poison. It's actually, white sugar is poison, and it does damage the immune system. It creates cancer, diabetes, a lot of things. So definitely you want to avoid white sugar as much as possible. So we encourage not using the brown granulated sugar, which also goes through a chemical process, but we encourage people to use muscovado sugar. And muscovado sugar is the raw brown sugar, unrefined. That's why it's all clumped up. It's got these big chunks and everything. So we like to use that for sweetener. And of course, it's going to be all blended up. How much do we want to put in there, honey? About 2 tablespoons of that. Then we're going to put some salt. About how much salt, my love?
That's too much.
Is it too much? Okay, I'll let you do that. You do that. Oh, there you go. Okay. Alrighty.
About a teaspoon.
Okay, and then we're going to get some calamansi. We're going to put the calamansi in there. Tell them about the balancing of the flavors as we're doing recipes.
See, whatever recipe we make, we're supposed to balance the 5 different tastes, which is the sour, the salty, the spicy, the bitter, and the sweet. So that's why we have muscovado, we have calamansi, we have salt, and then we have the spice from the garlic.
One more here. Okay, great.
So you can pretty much like estimate how many calamansi you would use, because you can't say, you know, it's exactly 5 to 6, because some calamansi are more sour than others. So you just have to taste and see how.
Okay, so let's blend it up and
Yes.
see how we do. We want it nice and creamy. So. Let's see how the consistency and the taste is. Oh, great. Look at the consistency of that. You see that? Just like Thousand Island salad dressing. It's thick. You can use this as a dip. You can use it as a salad dressing, which is what we're going to use it for now. And it's really wonderful, and you can use it for different things. So
yeah.
You want to taste that, my love, and see how it is? So you want to taste your salad dressing before you serve it to others. And if it tastes flat, it doesn't have any flavor, you want to add some more calamansi, some more salt, maybe even some more muscovado, and see how's it taste, my love.
It needs a little bit of water because it's too thick.
Okay, a little too thick, so we'll add a little bit more there.
That's fine.
It's more like a dip right now, isn't it? So it needs to be a little bit watered down, so it'll be like a salad dressing.
If you wanted it to be a dip, then just make it thicker. And actually, if you want it like a cheesy type, then you just add less water.
Okay.
Less juice.
Yeah, that's a little more like the consistency that we're looking for. See? Isn't that nice? Beautiful. It smells good too.
So with this, you can have all kinds of raw finger foods like cucumber, tomatoes,
you can do
carrots,
onion rings too. You can put onion
carrots,
rings
sincamas, jicama,
right.
and then
Celery sticks.
Celery
you can
sticks.
do celery too. So go ahead and show them how we're going to arrange this so that it looks very nice and very palatable. Wow, isn't that beautiful?
No, that would encourage you to eat raw. And then this is also good to put on top of like steamed or baked potatoes or kamote or kamoteng kahoy. So it's not just dry kamote and kamoteng kahoy.
Wow.
And then of course we can put it on our salad.
Okay, so we got our salad here. Let's go ahead and put that on there, and then we can mix it up. So instead of being dry, our salad is going to be really nice and flavored there. So let's.
Then while you're doing that, I can show some of the slides of raw foods that we made to show us that raw foods doesn't have to be, you know, a plate of. It doesn't have to be a plate of carrot sticks and.
It doesn't have to be rabbit food. Some people call it rabbit food, but it's not really rabbit food. It's people food.
Okay, so there's some raw foods that we made in the past. And
wow, nice. Okay, we'll mix it up good.
So raw sandwich. Everything is raw.
Wow, look at that.
Raw
put a little bit more on top.
So raw pechay salad. That's fine. Raw pechay salad with cucumbers. When people see that, they asked us, "That's not cooked?" I said, "No, that pechay is raw."
You know, it's interesting. People are kind of afraid to eat pechay. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They say, you're going to eat pechay?
Raw?
You know, they're amazed that we eat pechay. We eat pechay salad raw.
And when we serve it during
I tell you, when we do seminars in churches and different venues that we go to, when we serve that, because we do this demo live for churches and whatnot, and we serve the food in just a little tray, you know, and everybody gets to taste a little bit with the salad dressing and everything, and they're absolutely amazed. They say, wow, it's really good, because they've never eaten raw, leafy green vegetables. Most people don't eat that. It's usually the older people that eat talbos ng kamote and bako or whatever, and most people just cook these greens, but we eat them raw, and they're very good. Yeah. What is that, Manap? Can you go back to that? I want to see that. You tell them what that recipe is there?
That's bagoong.
That's vegetarian bagoong, walang isda. Yeah. Ano yan? Ano yung what is that made from? Can you tell us?
It's basically just chopped tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger.
And what's the secret ingredient?
With some soy coffee.
Soy coffee. Bako salad. Fern salad.
Raw sushi.
Yeah.
That's not cooked.
Perhaps next time we come back, we can share with you some of these more elaborate recipes. They take a lot more time to make. Wow, that's really
That's
good.
a raw sprouted lentil salad.
Yeah, that's good. Look at that. It's got some coconut on it too.
That's a cucumber avocado salad.
Yeah, cucumber with avocado. Delicious. Really good. Raw sushi again. And that's a fruit salad that we use for a breakfast. The typical breakfast here is people eat either pandesal and a cup of coffee, or they'll have some fried fish and rice with maybe an egg, or they might have a sausage or something. But we encourage people to eat oatmeal and fruits or bread and fruits for breakfast. And so we have a sauce there that is made from blended buko, is what it is, and it's really delicious.
And a little bit of sweetener, and you have a raw coconut cream for your fruits.
So
those are just basic ideas.
Okay, I'm going to show them your pizza, honey. Check this out. This is a vegetarian pizza that my wife made, and the sauce there, it's a vegan cheese. But what is it made from? Can you tell us what that's made from?
We make vegan cheese either from buko also, or tofu, homemade tofu.
Yeah, and we blend it up, and then she'll put different spices in it, like the salt, the calamansi, and some bawang to make it a little spicy, and put that on top of your pizza, and there it is. Delicious. Look at this. That is a raw birthday cake. It is raw, and that is all vegan, and even the food coloring is made from sugar beets, and that is it's like an ice cream cake. It's actually frozen, but it's delicious. Really fantastic stuff. Check this out. This is a cake that my wife made. That is raw carob cake. That is raw. And this one is raw as well. That's a close-up. And this is a cake that my wife made in Manila at one of our cooking classes. What kind of cake is that, my love?
I think that was a mango pie.
A mango pie, yeah. And that's all coconut and mango fruits and everything. And this one is another birthday cake that Daryl constructed, and it's all vegan as well. That's just the top of it. And look at the design of that. Isn't that beautiful? Fantastic. And this is a Hawaiian vegan pizza. Yeah. It has the crust there and all the vegetables. Really delicious stuff. Okay. So it's amazing what we can do with food, isn't it?
And that just gives us an idea that eating healthy doesn't have to be boring.
Yes, that's right. Sometimes people think that if you're not eating animal foods, that you are depriving yourself and you're going to be hungry all the time and you're just going to eat like a rabbit. But that's not really true. We are enjoying these vegetables and these fruits and the smoothies, and we have a lot of energy. Daryl, you've been vegan for how many years now?
23.
About 23 years. And I've been vegan for 30 years. And I tell you, although I'm 51, I feel like I'm 21. And although my wife is 42, sorry, honey, she looks like, I'd say she looks like around 30 years old. Yeah, I'd say look about 30, So anyways, we exercise, we have good energy levels, and we feel great. And I tell you, the health message is a tremendous blessing. But we need to learn how to apply these things in our daily life. And so we want to encourage you, the viewer, to incorporate this kind of food into your diet. And the reason why we do the raw demo first is because we know this is where people are lacking. Most people don't eat salads, and they don't know how to fix salad. And so we wanted to show you how to use the local things that we can get in Talipapa or in Palengke para masarap yung pagkain namin, okay?
Nothing.
Not then. There you go. You're going to correct my Tagalog. Tagalog 101, right?
Okay. So basically, I wanted to share the salad. Basically, whatever greens you can find. There's kamote tops, Baguio pechay or Chinese cabbage they call it, and then there's some tomatoes and onions, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
You can use whatever greens, and then you can even add some edible flowers like squash. The squash flower, that's good on the salad because it makes it look good, and it's also edible. So.
And you know, the other thing is when you serve the food, don't just serve carrot sticks on a plate. You know, that's kind of boring. You want to make the food attractive, like this. See, and that, look at the presentation. Is that beautiful? Even this, although it's not elaborate, but it looks colorful, and it's appealing to the appetite just by the way it looks. So we want to prepare food that looks beautiful, is delicious, and even smells good. And you can smell the dressing, and it smells fantastic. It's really nice. So again, thank you so much for joining us in our Health is Wealth raw food, live food demo. And I'm sure that you will be blessed. You know, in closing, we would like to share with you 3 John verse 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth.
He's Coming Broadcasting Network.